Well, Darren Muji, Trader Darren, has done it again. Yeah, that's right. It is Monday, March the 16th, 19 hours here at FSBN Central. And we are about to review this trade. Yeah, as we told you here at FSPN, makes much more sense to hold on to Justin Fields for just such an occasion. Find a trade partner. Find somebody who is going to find some value in Mr. Fields, and he would have value when the mainstream media and a lot of people in the chat, yeah, probably you, were saying, let's release him. He's going to get released. So it's funny. The mainstream media told you he was going to be released. All the mainstream media told you that. Connor Hughes, Zach Rosenblatt, The Athletic, ESPN, Dick Chimney, SNY. Everybody told you he was going to get released, and then you thought he was going to get released. And then you started saying, hey, why isn't he released yet? And I said, why would we release him? Just because the mainstream media seeds your mind with bad ideas doesn't mean you have to let them take root. You can resist, man. You can think for yourself. You can really do it. I have faith in you. And we here at FSBN lead the way in trying to come up with our own ideas instead of just listening to the mainstream. Now, we pay a lot of attention to the mainstream media because they have sources and we don't. But nonetheless, just a little fun aside. So we're getting, what are we getting for him, Frankie? Well, we're getting a 6th-round pick in 2027. That draft is supposed to be loaded with talent. And we just got another draft pick for someone that everybody told you was just going to be released for nothing. And we told you, hey, why not trade him? Now, in addition to that, the Chiefs are also picking up 30% of the tab. So the Jets are getting back $3 million in cash and cap. So basically, the cash doesn't matter. That's just on Woody. So Woody's happy. I guess that matters to Muji. But for us fans, we care about the cap. So we just got $3 million more in cap, which could mean a very minor player extra that we can sign now. That's good. And of course, the 6th-round pick will be a player that we can pick in the draft next year. Great. But also, this is the other thing that this means. This blocks a spot for all these backups, the QB2s who are looking for work. You know, every year there's a bunch of backups floating around who need work, and they change teams. Gardner Minshew goes from the Chiefs to the Cardinals. You know, this backup goes over here, the Tyrod goes over there, and and it's all the musical chairs of the backup quarterbacks. Well, now the chief backup quarterback is going to be Fields. So all those dudes who are still unemployed, they're not going over there. So that's also a secondary benefit. We blocked place. So now we have an opening. We have a very clear opening. So maybe Tyrod comes back, maybe Andy Dalton gets released and we pick him up, or does Trader Darren work even more magic on the trading block? He seems to be very good with these trades. You know, some of these agents maybe don't want to do business with the Jets so much if they can help it, simply because it's not really a great destination yet. I think that's changing. We'll have more videos this week that maybe might blow your mind. But nonetheless, maybe we trade for somebody like a Will Levis. Now, this is something we've speculated about here because they signed Mitchell Trubisky, and that's a guy that Daboll loves. He probably thinks of him as Josh Allen Jr. And so that's their backup to Cam Ward. So what are they going to hold on to Will Levis for when he's going to be a free agent in a year? They're losing for nothing. Clearly, he's going to look for a better opportunity. Not going to sign there again, I don't think. So why not trade him now, pick up a draft pick, maybe this pick that we just got for Justin Fields, maybe we can flip it as a part of the deal for Levis. And the nice thing about Levis as a backup to Geno is, number one, Geno's a gunslinger. Will Levis is a gunslinger. So one gunslinger can teach the other gunslinger. And Will Levis has some potential. You know, he's fairly young, but he also has a lot of experience. Not a lot of, he has some starting experience in the league already. So, but you're getting a guy who maybe, if all the stars align, could be your guy, in the future. So that's something to watch for there. Will Levis would be the home run. And then if we could trade for BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr. as well, which is also rumored. And again, Trader Darren keeps working his magic on the trading block. Well, if we could trade for BTJ to put a young, experienced wide receiver in that room with Garrett Wilson and Adonai Mitchell, well, that would be probably about as good of an offseason as you could possibly have expected for these New York Jetsies with the resources we had, because then we've got 3 good wide receivers in the room and all this draft capital. Now, some of our draft capital would certainly have to go to get Mr. BTJ. But I also think there's got to be a reason that Muji is not jumping on people like Darnell Mooney and Christian Kirk, who went for pretty low money. Mooney went the other day for up to 10. I don't know how much guaranteed money is in there, but it's certainly not 10. And Christian Kirk would just sign today for up to 6. So those are guys we could have easily signed for more money than they're getting from their other employers, and they would almost certainly sign here. Most of these guys have to take the best deal that they can get because they have such short careers. Now, so then the question is, why didn't Darren Muji jump on either one of these guys? They could very easily have filled that wide receiver 3 spot, and we would have been good to go, which leads me to think he's probably got something cooking. Let's see, but I think the rumors are out there. We're not signing guys that very easily we could have. And so the question is why? And Darren Muji is proving with all these moves that he's made, I think we can safely assume by now that Muji and AG and the whole front office, not just Muji, of course, not a bunch of dummies. All these moves we've made have been really smart for us. And maybe they were not smart for other teams, but considering our situation, the Geno trade, the Minka trade, this trade, all these trades have been excellent, A-plus trades. And again, it doesn't mean we're going to the Super Bowl. It just means, given our circumstances, we're making the most of our situations. And what more can you really ask from a general manager? And it's not like he's doing these things by giving people Le'Veon Bell and C.J. Mosley type contracts. That's not what he's doing. He's being very smart and strategic, aggressive in some spots. Minka, DeMario got very aggressive not very aggressive, but relatively aggressive contracts. And other people, we're just giving them market value, incentives, and things of that nature, some low-cost moves for backups. It's all very smart, which is really kind of refreshing for a Jets general manager. So that tells me that if he's not doing something like going after Mooney and Kirk and some of these other wide receivers that have gone off the board, he's got to have something else in mind. It's clear as day that's our biggest hole in the roster. So I think maybe it's BTJ. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. And give this video a thumbs up, would you please? And if you want to be able to chat in the live streams, that's a little benefit for the subscribers. Subscribe down below. That doesn't cost you anything. And please consider joining the Inner Circle if you want to support FSPN in our alternative stance to people like ESPN and other idiots in the mainstream media. We would appreciate your financial support because we fucking need it. Anyway, see you later.
Non-pertinent. How do you log that non-pertinent?
No drug talk?
They use codes to hide their patron phone numbers. And when someone does use a phone, they don't use names. And if someone does use a name, he's reminded not to. All of that is valuable evidence.
Of what?
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy?
We're building something here, Detective. We're building it from scratch. All the pieces matter.